Hello, everyone. My name is Anthony Begin, and I'm here to talk about my community, Fairbanks, North Starborough, Alaska. In Fairbanks, North Starborough, we face many kinds of natural hazards. In the harsh winter months, we face extremely cold temperatures that average in the negatives for a quarter of the year, with the possibility of them dropping well below -40. My community also faces severe winter weather. This includes heavy snow, ice fog, and freezing rain. During the summer months, there is the threat of flooding and wildfires. During the breakup season, the Chena River captures a large amount of the snowmelt. If enough debris gets caught up in the river at the same point, it can cause the river to overflow and damage homes, roads, and businesses. All year round, though, we face the threat of earthquakes. Alaska is known as one of the world's most seismic active places. In the chart to the right, it shows the average precipitation and temperatures for the months. In this slide, you can see maps of the risk index. On the top left is the overall risk index for Fairbanks, North Starborough, which is relatively low. Next to that, on the top right, is the risk index for earthquakes, which is relatively moderate. On the bottom left and bottom right, respectively, is cold waves and wildfires. Both these indexes are at relatively high risk. According to the Alaska Emergency Operation Plan, Alaska has not faced significant technological hazards, so vulnerabilities can only be predicted. One major man-made hazard my community has faced and is still recovering from is contaminated groundwater caused by years of leaks from a refinery in the city of North Pole. It's unknown how long these leaks were going on for, but in 2009, groundwater around the area was tested and showed it had levels of PFAS, a chemical used in firefighting foams. To the right, you can see the contaminated areas and public wells. Hazard mitigation is extremely important for Fairbanks North Starborough, just as it is for any community. The North Starborough itself is over 7,300 square miles, and the city of Fairbanks, which resides in it, is just slightly over 32 square miles. One of the main reasons it is important for Fairbanks to reduce the need for emergency response is trying to cover an area that's over 7,000 miles with a limited budget and a small team is extremely difficult. And reducing the need for emergency services to go out would greatly help the community. Also, it's important to ensure the safety and well-being of every person, business, and home within the community. By putting in place hazard mitigation plans that could slow down wildfires from spreading or rivers from flooding would help the community feel safer. Natural hazards can interrupt the import and export of goods and services. Being inside the interior of Alaska, the two most common ways for goods to move freely are air travel and roads, and having a strong mitigation plan to ensure the safety of these lifelines is a great way to keep the community together. Climate change adaptation plans are used to better prepare for more frequent and more severe natural hazards and disasters. Climate change cannot be stopped, so we, as a community, must adapt to it. One of the main reasons we need climate change adaptation plans in place is that without them, future mitigation funding and plans will not be as effective as they could be due to climate change. Due to the change in the climate, Fairbanks North Starborough will be facing more earthquakes due to melting glaciers, more wildfires because the spruce beetle that feeds on spruce trees are reproducing more frequently and at a higher number. The permafrost is melting due to warmer winters and summers, and more frequent weather fluctuations. These are just some things that must be implemented when building the next hazard mitigation plan. The population that is most threatened is the homeless population. During the harsh winter months, when temperatures can drop well below -45, there are very few places they can go to stay warm. One of the places that is opened up for the homeless in Fairbanks is the Fairbanks Rescue Mission. They offer 180 days of shelter, but they have stipulations to get in because they are a private organization. If you want to gain access, you must first pass a breathalyzer and a urinalysis test. This is helpful, but what the community really needs is to have a place that is a low barrier emergency shelter. So people who are suffering from addiction and mental illnesses have a place to go to warm up during the cold winter months. Fairbanks North Star Borough has a growing elderly population that is threatened by natural hazards. The elderly community needs assistance removing heavy snow during cold winter months. The community can do several things to assist the elderly, such as volunteering to remove the snow and ensuring their heating needs are met to outlast the cold winter months. In addition, with the growing number of elderly joining the community, the Department of Transportation can hire more drivers for its Metropolitan Area Commuter System program, a rideshare program set up to ensure the elderly can get to stores and doctor appointments, even the airport if needed. The next 3 slides are my references. I'd like to thank you for taking the time out of your busy day to watch my presentation.